such a beautiful day here in the Commercial Claims Advocate home studio, but I don't want to waste any more time with this little BS intro. I want to get right to it because we're talking large loss. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. What's up, advocates, and welcome back to another episode of the Commercial Claims Show and another claim study for you guys so you can take a look at the life of a claim from beginning to end and how we're able to settle for top dollars, maximum dollars, millions of dollars on this one in particular. Before I get into it, guys, make sure you go on our website, commercialclaimsadvocate.com. There's so much information in there. You can take a look at all of our meetups. We're going all over the country in 2022, and I want you guys to come meet up, meet me, meet other public adjusters, meet other attorneys, meet other independent adjusters, meet other contractors, roofing contractors, anybody who's interested in advocacy and advocating for the policyholder throughout an insurance claim. That's what the meetup is for, and that could be anybody, right? Not just public adjusters. So I want you guys to come out to the meetup. It's a great way to talk shop, interact with other advocates, and also learn something. We always have a special guest speaker that's going to educate you on anything from accounting to mindset to building your business to really anything at all. And then also our sponsors. Our sponsors are there so that you could take a look at some of the other services that are provided in our industry that you could use to help with your claims process as well. And then they also sometimes do a little presentation and teach you something as well. So check out one of our meetups. It's awesome. You could also take a look at our courses that we've got online that you could purchase. You could also take a look at our consulting that we have, where it's just basically you and some other group people, or we could just I could be there to really help you guys make sure you get everything right and really grow your business. I promise you, it's 10 times worth the value than what it costs. So check it out. What else? Social media, obviously. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and right here on YouTube. Make sure you click that bell. Make sure you subscribe. We've got something coming out every week. Our Claims Game podcast is just growing like wildfire. We've got amazing guests, amazing people that we have, amazing conversations of just people all over the industry. Roofers, salesmen, adjusters, forensic accountants, all kinds of stuff. Really great conversations. Probably one of the things that I enjoy the most is the Claims Game podcast because I just have some great conversation with some really fascinating people. So today, let's get into it. Large loss, okay? I don't think we've done a claim study on large loss, and this is I'll tell you right now, it settled for $1.5 million, this claim. That's right. Think about that, $1.5 million. Oh, and by the way, at 10%, exactly. Okay, you do the math. That's what we were able to settle for. So it was worth our while. Now, I want you guys to understand with large loss, everybody's like, I want to get large loss. I want to get large loss. I want to get large loss. Yeah, of course, it's obviously a lot more money, but it's also a lot more work, okay? Just like anything else in life, the more money you want to make, the more successful you want to be, the more work you have to put in. And it's no different with the insurance claims process. When you have a small loss, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, it's not nearly as time-consuming and as hard as a large $1.5 million commercial loss. It's just a lot more documentation. Insurance company is going to send out everybody that they can to take a look at it, from engineers to roofers to any and all kind of experts. You're probably going to have anywhere from 1 to 4 or 5 inspections on a property, and then you might even get to the dispute process after that, which is going to take some time as well. Estimates are going to be very, very thick, so you have to make sure that you've got everything in there. It's just a lot more tedious, a lot more time-consuming, but a lot more worth it. So this one was a Hurricane Irma claim, okay? So I'm taking you back a little bit. And I said $1.5 million, right? Well, just to give you an idea, after the insurance company came out after Irma, guess how much was paid? Can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? $0, guys. 0 was paid. The loss was covered. It was a covered loss, but it was under deductible. And I find some people get confused. They think that because a loss is not paid, because it's paid under deductible, that it's a denial. That is not a denial. Okay, that is actually, it's an okay thing. You know, we tell people always get $1, but if it's under deductible, but there's a dollar amount on that estimate, even if it's under deductible, that means it's a covered loss. So that is like half the battle, right? I tell you guys all the time, your goal in the beginning is to document the claim and build a file and follow the duties after the loss to the point that at least you get coverage on the claim. It's so important to get coverage on a claim because even in litigation, it's very difficult for an adjuster and for an attorney to fight a claim that has been denied, because they've already done their investigation. They've already got all their evidence gathered, and they have determined that the claim is not covered at all. Now it's up to you or the attorney to gather your own evidence to try to combat that and let them know that this loss actually is covered. It's just a tough battle. Now, we do it all the time at Elite Resolutions, my public adjusting firm. But, you know, it's just tough, which is, again, I stress this all the time. Hire a public adjuster from the beginning, because if you take my course, all right, and you listen to anything that I say and all my courses and my consulting and all of our videos that we do here, I will always tell you guys, document the file, right? Take those photos. I mean, for a commercial loss, I probably had over 2,000 photos on this one, but that's besides the point. Take the photos, get the experts, hire the experts, get all the invoices, all the past invoices and repairs. Get all make sure you have the whole policy. Like, there's just so many things that you have to make sure that you have from the outset. And if you have all this stuff from the beginning and you abide by those duties after the loss and you provide everything to the insurance company, it's tough for them to deny the claim. So that's why it's very important. Hire a PA to do all that stuff for you to make sure that you don't get denied. This one wasn't denied. However, it was underpaid. So that's okay. That's a win. That's what I tried to tell them when I went over there to sign the claim. I said, look, guys, don't worry. It's under deductible, but it's a win. They covered the loss. Like they literally said that there was leaks inside. There was damage as a result of this date of loss, and the claim is covered. However, they said that we do not feel that we owe anything for the roof because we don't see a lot of significant damage up there. We will only pay for the interior. But if they're paying for the interior units, then that means there was obviously some kind of loss that occurred that caused the damage in the interior. Now, this is a condominium complex in Miami, Florida, and we have about 68 units. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it was about 6 or 7 buildings, an association, condominium association, 68 units or so, 6 or 7 buildings or so, flat bitumen roofs that were definitely affected as a result of Hurricane Irma. And again, insurance company went in there, underpaid completely. I got a referral, I got a call, and I went to go meet with the association president and some of the other people in the association. And I explained to them the whole process. Here's what's going to happen. Look, don't worry. We're going to be able to reopen this claim. We're going to fight it. And we're going to be able to get the money. I just have to get my estimators in here. I have to get the right people. Now, I was smart, right? This is a large loss, okay? A lot of times, large losses, like I said, every time they're going to fight it tooth and nail. But there's a good chance, at least here in Florida, you're probably going to have to get an attorney eventually, just because they're going to fight it so much to the point where it's going to be exhausting for you, which is okay. But if you have a good chance that it's going to end up there anyway, like this claim, I decided that although I had gone to meet them, I had met them, I spoke to the association, I told them, I said, I want to come back. And I'm going to come back with an attorney because I want to discuss this. Now, we're not allowed to push any attorney. Look, you don't have to hire this attorney, but I'm going to advise you that we bring an attorney to take a look at it as well and just sort of see how we should just sort of attack this. So we had another meeting with the attorney there, and we just sort of laid everything out. Here's how it's going to go. Here's what we're going to do. Boom, 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 boom. They ended up saying, okay, let's do this. I reopened the claim. We had a reinspection on the property. No litigation yet. In the meantime, I had my estimator go out there, and we put a nice detailed estimate together. Actually, I think I did that estimate. I take that back. Me personally, I actually put together that estimate. So shout out to Mario. Sorry, Mario. That wasn't on you on that one. I put that estimate together. I went up on the roof. I measured the entire roof. I went into every unit and measured all the units that had damage, and we put together a nice estimate. I think our estimate was at about 1.7 million. Like, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And the fact that we were able to settle for 1.5 was pretty good. So it was about 1.7 million is what we ended up putting together. Again, pretty large loss. I was there for 3 days putting that estimate together, just scoping that thing out, and then about another 3 or 4 days just putting it in there. Obviously very, very time consuming. Again, like I said, but it's worth it, right? Because I'll repeat again, $1.5 million estimate at 10%. Pretty nice. So I can get into so many other things. I mean, think about, we put a lot of time into it, but when you break it down into an hourly rate, it was a very nice payday. So We ended up in litigation. Okay, they weren't moving. They just said that the roof is not that it's not covered, but we don't think that there's enough damage here on the roof to actually replace all of the roofs. So we ended up in litigation. We hired an engineer. Engineer confirmed on our side that the roof was indeed damaged by wind. That the roof was also so old, okay, because it was old, it was just unrepairable. You're not going to just do a little repair here, a little repair there, because these people are going to be calling you back later on in the future when there's another storm and there's just more damage occurring on the interior because of the damage that occurred here in the after the storm. Now we had some previous repairs that were done before the storm even occurred. Okay, but they were years before. So obviously this was held pretty well. Whatever repairs that were done, I believe it was about 2 or 3 years prior to Irma. Obviously it held pretty well. So there was no event that could have caused the damage that's happening now. So when the storm did occur and now there's new damage coming, that's a storm related event. That's a storm-created opening from the storm because now it's leaking inside, and that, as a result, should be covered. So that was a lot of the arguments that the attorney was putting together, that was presenting to them. We had another reinspection with somebody to go out there to just put a whole estimate together from the insurance company. We went out there, and I was telling him, look at this damage here, look at this damage here. What do you think? What do you think? He wasn't really telling me much, but what's most important is I really got along with the guy. I'm telling you guys, that goes a long way. Don't be adversarial. Not right off the bat. If they're adversarial with you, then you have to stand up for yourself 100%. But if you're able to get along with the other side, you'll be surprised the results that you can get on some of these claims. So I went up there. We went every single. So that's, again, another thing I wanted to tell you about the time it takes for these large losses. I had 2 re-inspections plus my initial inspection. I mean, you're talking total up at least about 2 weeks where I'm there, out there on the property, putting my estimate together, taking my photos, doing the reinspection, then doing the other reinspection. It takes a lot of time going with the engineer, doing the engineering inspection. So there's a lot of stuff that we have to do, but again, it's worth it. 10% of 1.5 million. And so ultimately, the attorney goes back and forth. They fight it. And frankly, I wish I could tell you that this is a lot more dramatic than it was, but thank God it was not. Ultimately, from the day that we got involved until the day that claim settled, it was probably about 6 months. 6 months. They didn't want to fight it anymore. They knew that they had a losing case. So the insurance company said, you know what? Let's make an offer, and let's make an offer to settle. I don't remember what the initial offer was. It was probably just under $1 million, and the attorney was able to go back and forth and ultimately resolve the claim for $1.5 million. Not as dramatic as some of the other claims that we've had. There was no deposition that was required, not by my side, not by the other side. But if there was, I know it would have been fine. Like I said, this was a storm-created opening that was perfectly fine for 2 years or so before the actual storm occurred, and then all this damage started happening. When I went up into the roof, I had plenty of evidence of actual wind damage. We had evidence of gutter damage, and all kinds of other stuff. So frankly, I thought it was a slam dunk case from the beginning, but it just goes to show. It goes to show that this claim was initially paid under deductible, and we settled for $1.5 million. So do the math. That's from 0 to 1.5 million. I don't know how many times I've said it. I don't know how many times I need to say it, but 0 to $1.5 million. Guys, you can do this too, okay? If you're on the fence about becoming an adjuster, or if you are an adjuster and you're struggling, you can't figure it out, or you've been an adjuster for a while and you have yet to get any of these large losses, just do your job. Or if you're wondering about what it takes to do large loss, guys, it's not that much different of a process. You just have to be detailed in your work. You have to have a lot of due diligence to make sure that you're gathering all the documentation. I say it all the time in my courses, in my one-on-one consulting that we have with people. I tell them it really always comes back to the same thing, guys. Document. And also, all of your conversations with the insurance company, you have to follow up with them every 7 days because they're going to run away from a $1.5 million claim. And by run away, they're going to try to ignore you. They're going to try to not respond to your emails. They're going to try to not answer their phone calls and return the phone calls. But you have to continue. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. You have to continue to follow up at least every 7 days to make sure that you are on top of it and that they're on top of it so that they make that payment that needs to be made. So, and that's what we did. We just had a hell of a documentation. We had our expert documentation. I had over 2,000 photos. all the previous repairs. We had an argument for everything that they threw at us, and we were able to settle that thing, you know? I mean, it was a really, really nice payday for everyone. The association was thrilled. I remember going back there and taking photos of all of the new roofs that they had. No more leaks. Everything was good. They were able to pay. The attorney was able to negotiate his fees. I was able to get my 10%, and they had enough money to do all of the work in the entire house. So that's another thing. If you're approached by a contractor and they don't want to work with you because they don't want to pay you 10%, you could almost guarantee them, nothing in this world is 100%, and you don't want to make empty promises, but you could almost guarantee them that your fee will be covered because of the amount that you're going to be able to get. Now, technically, I'm not allowed to say that, right? Because we're paid off, and if they get any extra money as a result of the claim. So technically, I'm not allowed to say it, but the fact is they're going to get enough money to pay your fee, get the work done, pay their deductible, and walk away with a new roof, a new kitchen, a new whatever it is that was actually paid for by the insurance company. So, yeah, I said it once and I'll say it again. Hire a public adjuster because you can settle your claim for $1.5 million. Now, again, there was an attorney involved, but that's okay. Sometimes we need that. And there's a lot of states, most states, attorney fees and costs are paid for by the insurance company. So take a look at your state. Make sure that your state is one of those. It's going to help you a lot. I know Georgia's not one of them. Hopefully that changes. I think it will. But Florida, Texas, North Carolina, those states are, and others, those states are, once you're in litigation, the insured, the policyholder, does not have to pay for the attorney fees and costs if the insurance company agrees to settle the claim. When they agree to settle the claim, they also agree to pay for your attorney fees and costs. So keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it. That's all we got. That's all. I don't have to spend here 20, 30 minutes talking about all these things. I don't have to just drag on like I'm doing right now. I can just get right to the point. 1.5 million. I wonder how many times, has anybody counted? How many times have I said that in this video? All right, guys, so that's it. That's all we got. Like I said, subscribe. Click that bell. Every week we've got something new. My favorite is the Claims Game podcast, where we're interviewing and conversating with just some amazing people in the industry, from salespeople, from door-to-door people, from roofing companies, from roofing coaches, from PA coaches like myself. All kinds of stuff. I'm running out of breath here because there's so many things. And make sure you sign up for one of our courses. Make sure you come to one of our meetups. Make sure you get my consulting. Come on, come with me. I will guide you through this and grow your business to 6 figures in no time or more, maybe even 7 figures. That's where the potential is with this, because with that one claim, I made $150,000 along with every other claim. Let's just say it was a good year. So that's the potential in this business. I want to teach you how to do that. I want to be there for you to make sure that you can get to that same level and even more. I want you to get even more, okay? Because I'm doing a lot of this stuff now, still signing claims. I want you to get past me. Go to 7 figures. Go to 8 figures. It's really possible. If you're able to get these large losses and you're able to have a team under you and able to just have a really good system in place, I can teach you that, and you can get to the levels of the 6, 7, and 8 figures in this business, because it is a wonderful business, the public adjusting game, just the advocacy game. So that's it. That's all I got. I'm rambling now. Make sure you follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go to the website to take a look at all the stuff that I talked about. And that's it. I'm done. See you later, guys. Peace out.